Yeah.
You're a champion.
Yeah.
And what does a champion mean? How does it feel? When did actually rugby started for you?
My dad usually says, I knew you could get there. Even now where you are, there's still so much more left for you to get to. It's only a matter of time. And it's like something he's always telling me and my brother that, in life, I've personally never been the smartest guy in the room, but he's always said you've got to be like a candle, you've got to burn the longest than everyone in the room, like it's like a steady burn, nice and slow, but the light will always be there.
How do you guys play in the winter?
Game day, just put on your shorts. Of course you complain, it's cold, but it is what it is. You have to do your graft, and we go out there, we do what we have to do.
Do you have any advice for people who wants to be professionals, not only in rugby, who wants to be professionals in any type of sports? 3 best players in Europe.
Have you ever wondered what it really takes to be a champion? Not in just sports, but in life. Our guest today is a 2025 Rugby League champion of Poland who faced adversity, setbacks, and moments where giving up seems easier. Yet he pushed through every obstacle to rise to the top. This is the mindset, the resilience, and the story of a true winner. I know you're watching this on a holiday season, guys, so I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and enjoy this podcast.
Welcome back, guys. This is Behind the Logo, powered by Ego. I'm your host, Nate, and this is a Christmas season, so Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. As always, we have an amazing guest for you. And I think you're going to like it. And if you're a sportsman specifically, you have to stay in this podcast. So, how are you doing?
First of all, thanks for having me, guys. Really honored to be here.
Thank you.
I'm good. I'm well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great as well. Yeah, so Martin, I want you to explain for our guests what you do and what people know you for. And with your words.
So my name is Martin. I'm a professional rugby player in Poland. An athlete, was previously a student as well, and everyone knows me for rugby. I guess that's in a nutshell. That's what my personal brand out there is big on, being a rugby player and an athlete, and maybe of course gym or things like that. A people's person, I guess.
Yeah, Martin, it's really nice to have you as well.
Thanks.
And this is my first time meeting a professional athlete. I think I was telling you behind the camera. Yeah. If you guys don't know, he's actually a champion in the last season in the Polish league.
Yeah, the Extraliga, the Polish Extraliga.
Yeah, the Polish Extraliga, and amazing. This is an amazing achievement. But what I want to ask you is, I always think I wanted to be a professional soccer player when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But do you think parents have a big role in that kind of making a person a professional athlete?
I believe parents probably have the biggest role, despite the person's talent. I think because they nurture you when you're growing up. If you don't have that support system, let alone the belief from your parents, I think as an athlete, that belief goes a long way to pushing you to know where your limits are or where you're going to stop. Just to tap into my own family, I grew up in Zimbabwe, and I went to boarding school. So I was always away from home. But whenever I played on weekends, I would have my parents, they would drive out, come to Peter House, come and watch me play. And for me, knowing that my parents were in the crowd would always push me to try and be better and be like, I want to be that guy that scores the winning try. I want to be that guy that makes a difference in the team. And just seeing them happy that I'm doing well, at that time, that's all I wanted. Like, I was just happy that my parents are happy that I'm playing. They were not giving me stress like, oh, you should be studying or you should be doing this. It was like, okay, we understand you're good at what you do. We support you, but don't neglect your books. And I think just that go ahead that I got from my parents got me to where I am, to be honest. I'll be lying if I say I was just so good at what I'm doing now. I think it's the support system and the belief I got from my family and my parents, when no one knew how good I was, when I didn't even know how good I was, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's massive.
shout out to your parents.
Yeah, 100%.
Shout out to your parents, because this is massive. Especially when parents notice their kids' talent, like early on in their age, it could really go a long way. Like, you are a professional athlete right now, you are a champion right now, and this couldn't happen if they didn't notice your talent, like, way before.
Yeah.
I
I think for them now, they always look back, they still say we're proud of you, but it's more of, my dad usually says, I knew you could get there. Even now where you are, there's still so much more left for you to get to. It's only a matter of time. And it's like something he's always telling me and my brother, that, in life, I've personally never been the smartest guy in the room, but he's always said, you've got to be like a candle, you've got to burn the longest than everyone in the room, like it's like a steady burn, nice and slow, but the light will always be there. Whereas someone's like, I don't know, like a firework, you light it up, it goes, and that's it, boom, it's like 20 seconds of glory, and then that's it. But he's always been like, stay grounded, stay humble, keep your head down, keep working, and you will get there. Where you're supposed to be, you're gonna get there eventually. So yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Burning like a candle.
Yeah.
Of course. Aging like a wine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great, because that's what I always think as well. Like, parents really have a big responsibilities in making their child like a person who becomes what he really is, which is a talented player, or maybe a talented singer, talented athlete, whatever you want to do. So parents, if you're watching, like, support your kid. If he's trying to be a singer, if he's trying to be an athlete, he could be a champion one day. He could be winning some great trophies one day. So
100%. Just to add on to that, I think especially coming from African background, mainly maybe Zimbabwean, I know we're big on our literacy and saying, go to school, study, pass your exams, you're going to get a good job. But I've always found myself trying to push, to parents that people have talents, in different ways. Someone could be talented, I don't know, in singing, or maybe an athlete for running, and they might not be as sharp like in class, but you've got to be able to look out for their talent and support where someone's passion is. Someone might be smart at mathematics, but they just don't like doing it, and even if you push them to do it, they'll do it, but they're not going to enjoy it. So it's better to do something that you love, and if your parents support you, trust me, it goes a very long way.
So talking about past, when did actually rugby started for you?
I think it started at a very young age. Funny story, I went to a government school in primary school, and there was no rugby at that school. And I saw people playing rugby, like, at the other private schools. And I was like to my dad, I think maybe I'd want to try that sport. But I was always good at like cricket, rugby, running, hockey. I did all sports. And he used to laugh at me like, you're a jack of all trades, but you're actually not good at anything. So pick one thing. And I went to the private school. Again, the parent support. So he actually moved me from this school to this one just so I could play rugby. And I remember getting there. I had no idea how to play rugby. I just thought it's you get the ball, you run, or you jump on someone. That's all I had. And I remember getting the ball, and the coach is like, get the ball, just run straight. You get to that line, put it down. Got the ball. I was running through everyone, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. That looks easy." and yeah, I guess since then, the fact that everyone was like, "Wow, how did you do that?" And I was like, "Well, that didn't take too much effort on my side." So I was like, "I guess this is probably the route that I like." And as the older I got, it got more physical, of course. The brutality of the game, you start liking the adrenaline rush. And yeah.
How old are you at that time?
When I started playing rugby, I was probably 7.
7 years old.
7. I was young.
Wow, that was
very young. To my dad's disappointment, because he was a professional football player. So we grew up. He always wanted us to kick a ball, like play football. His brother was a professional cricket player.
Okay.
So it was either football or cricket, and I decided to take my own path and be like, I think this is where I want to go. So
Yeah.
here I am.
So I know that rugby is big in Zimbabwe. I know cricket is also big.
Yeah, it's quite big. Yeah,
Yeah. So which one is the bigger?
that's a tricky question, but I think at the moment, rugby and cricket, they're probably at par level. Both of them have qualified for World Cups. Both of them are doing quite well, and both of them, they're growing the sport in Zimbabwe and reaching out to like the rural areas. Whereas, anywhere in the world, football, wherever you go, someone's playing football.
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
So they're trying to do that in Zimbabwe, and I'm to be honest, I can't put them apart, rugby and cricket at the moment. I think they're doing very well in Zimbabwe, and everyone kind of has an idea that there's a rugby team and there's a cricket team that's out there for Zim. Yeah,
Definitely. Oh, so when you started playing rugby, so you was 7 years old, and it's always fascinating because some people, not some people, but like some kids who will start some professional football or professional some other sports, and they start very like in the teenage area, like 12, 11, or they will start like really late, like 15. Like for example, when I started playing football like at 12, I think that was really late.
yeah.
So I don't really emphasize on it because back then I thought I was young to even start a football.
Yeah.
But once I grew up, when I hear about this professional footballers, the professional players, they started at 6, like 7.
So young, yeah.
So it's so young, and it's embedded like in their mindset about what they play, what they do.
Yeah.
And what do you say about that? Like how it really affected your game starting really young?
I think for me it was about becoming an all-rounder. So rugby, it was more of my parents pushed me to, well, they exposed me to all these kind of sports. So like I said, athletics, hockey, rugby and cricket. I did some taekwondo as well and boxing. So they exposed me to everything and said, you know what, we're going to support every single discipline that you like. So as a result, I ended up playing Zimbabwe under-19 cricket, and I ended up, in high school, in my year, I was probably the fastest guy, the athlete in the school, and I played like under-14 Zim hockey as well.
Zim hockey?
Yeah. So, I ended up representing the country at some age group at some point, and I then had to specialize in one the older I was getting. So I remember I had come back from a Zimbabwe under-18 cricket tour, and in like 2 weeks I had to leave to go for the Zimbabwe under-18 rugby tour again. And I remember that's when my dad and my uncle, they sat me down. They said, look, yes, you're good, you're enjoying, because you're in high school, everyone's like, oh, they're happy for you. Oh, he plays Zim for both sides, and it was great. But they said, look, I think you have to choose one and focus on that one, and that's what's gonna give you that edge above everyone else. But looking back at it, to touch on your question, where if you're starting sport at a very young age, I think it's good. It makes you become a very well-rounded athlete. So like some of my catching of the ball in rugby, it's easier for me because I used to catch like a cricket ball, it's even tiny, it's small. My eye coordination is even better because I used to play hockey and stuff, and now my running is even way better because I used to be an athlete on the track. So I think it's good to start at a very young age. Of course, no pressure on anything, and of course if you start late as well, it's not even the end of it, it's even better. But starting early, I think it's very good. I'm all in support of it. That's
a cheat code.
Yeah,
because starting young, they don't know the difference. Like
Yeah.
I know the difference because I've seen a lot of athletes, especially football players, like really closely.
Yeah.
The ones who started really early and the ones who started late.
Late, yeah.
And it makes a big difference,
Yeah.
like a big difference, because
Yeah.
it became their personality almost, like
Exactly, yeah.
when it comes to like professional football.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that is the Zim story. And you came to Poland to play professional rugby here. So how did the opportunity came about?
I was in Cape Town at that time. I was playing in Western Province. After high school, I moved to Cape Town to play rugby, and then I was there, and my parents were like, I was at a high performance center in Cape Town. Probably one of the best I've been to, that sharpened my skills. But I think whilst I was there, I was getting exposed to playing national teams from Europe, like Georgia, Romania, because they would tour down south for their pre-season. So I was playing there, and my parents were like, you know what? I think it's, again, you need to study whilst you're playing, maybe go to University of Cape Town or Stellenbosch, somewhere there, study whilst you're playing rugby. And then I thought, you know what? I want to challenge myself. So I was looking online, and I came across, Poland. My agent was like, you know what? Studying in Poland is quite cheap. What if we try merge the two together? So I applied for a university to Poland, and I reached out to a club in Warsaw because I knew I was coming to Warsaw, and I said, you know what? Would you be interested to have me over to come and play rugby for you guys? And I just want to see how it is. I'll be studying. And to be honest, they were very, very open and nice to me.
Okay.
And I think probably that's why I've stayed with the same club for almost 5 years.
Right.
I think they've made my life in Poland very comfortable and nice to enjoy it, despite everything else that happens. It's like you have a extended family of these guys. It's like, when we play rugby, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna have fun and everything. And that's how I ended up in Poland. Even telling my parents I'm gonna play rugby in Poland, I didn't even know there was rugby in Poland, to be honest. I was shocked. I just thought it was like a very cold place,
It is a really cold place.
Yeah, true, it is.
Yeah.
So I just thought it's like ice everywhere, snow everywhere, no sun, nothing, no rugby fields, no sports. And the game is growing from when I arrived. To think that now all games are being live streamed on TV, and it's on YouTube, everything is there. So it's been a long journey in Poland. Yeah,
me too. To be honest, I didn't know there was rugby in Poland. As far as I saw it on your when I found your channel, or when I found your account, like on Instagram. Like I didn't even know that you played in Poland. I thought you played in Zim,
yeah.
And you just came here like for a tour or something, for a play. Then when I find out that you play here in Poland, there is rugby in Poland.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise. And how did you find the culture here in regards to Zimbabwe? How is it? Like, is it different, especially when it comes to the sport as well?
I think it's the right word for me was a culture shock. It was different, but especially like outside of rugby, which is understandable. The Polish culture and then the Zimbabwean culture, two totally different things. But I think in rugby, there's certain traits about what we call a rugby culture, where after a game, regardless of wherever I've played, we've always had a drink with the other team. Other guys having a beer, some other guys, like maybe for example in Poland, others are sharing vodka. Somewhere out there, there's always a culture of, okay, maybe let's have a barbecue after we've basically tried to kill each other. So
really, you have barbecues or you have a drink with the other team
straight after the game. So
no matter who beats who,
whether it's a final or it's the first game of the season. That's the rugby culture wherever you go, anywhere in the world. So that culture has always been there, and it's something that I could feel comfortable around because it's something we also do back home. When I was in South Africa, it was done there. When I was in England, it was the same. And I just think the culture of the Polish was for me to try and adjust and accept and not try change it and maybe fit in, and it's I feel like it would be disrespectful to try come here and impose a Zimbabwean culture on Polish people when I'm in Poland. So it was more fitting in and learning about the Polish culture. And once they see that you make an effort, even if it's to learn the language or to fit in the culture, I think they appreciate you and makes your life much easier than trying to fight it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And how do you guys play in the winter?
Yeah. I had the same question when I arrived and I was like, man, it's really cold. I was like -6, -8, -10, snowing. And yeah, rugby, we play in all sorts of conditions. Rain, snow.
Even on the snow.
Any condition, bro. The only condition we do not play in that forces stop of play is lightning. So any condition we play, whether it's snowing, the most they will do is move some of the snow to the side. But of course, they can't move completely all of it. So we still play. If it's raining, we're still playing. Yeah. And I guess that's the beauty for the game. It's even now in training, you'll be wearing, your tights, your jackets to stay warm. But when it comes to game day, there's only so much you can wear when you're playing. It's just your boots, socks, and your shorts and your jersey.
Do you even feel the cold when it is like game day?
To be honest, I do. But a lot of my Polish friends, they always tell me mind over matter. You only feel what you allow your body to feel.
Yeah.
I know they're Polish, so I'm not gonna fight them on
It's easy
that.
to
For them, they're used to it. I'm like, guys, from Africa, guys, it's not the same. But yeah, it's you feel it, 100%. You feel it, yeah.
That is, for them, I see a Polish guy wearing a short and a simple T-shirt on a crazy -2 day, and I'm here
crazy,
shivering
bro.
with a big jacket.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine, because when I watch sports, especially in Europe, like they play in the snow, they play in every condition. Like you said, maybe in the lightning condition, it's hard to play. Somebody could die.
Yeah, literally.
Literally somebody can die.
Yeah.
But in that kind of conditions, they always play, and I see I don't know, man. I feel like, they don't feel the cold when it is game time. Like, is it?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, bro. I feel the cold, but the theory is you've got to keep generating heat. So run as much as you can. And as for me, I mean, I know it's on camera, but I don't like running. So some of my teammates till today, they call me Lazy Puma because they're like, bro, you're so fast, but you don't like running. I'm like, yeah, I've got to save energy, When I need to run, I will definitely run. But when I don't have to run, I'm like, trying to position myself in the right place. And anticipate what's the next play is going to be. So I don't like running, but it is cold. And what I've seen with these Polish players or some of the European players is just run. It's like you convince your brain it's only 80 minutes of cold. After this, I'm going to be warm. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to wear my jackets and that's it. So yeah, it gets cold, but I guess you get used to it. Till today, now I'm also used to it. 4 years ago, I was calling all of them crazy. I was like, there's something wrong with you guys. But now it's like, game day, just put on your shorts. Of course you complain, it's cold, but it is what it is. You have to do your graft, and we go out there, we do what we have to do.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. Man.
At the end of the day, it's like, hey, that's my job. I chose this. No one forced me. So
of course, yeah. And with that being said, do you have any advice for people who wants to be professionals, not only in rugby, who wants to be professionals in any type of sports?
I think you've got to be diligent and committed, and you've got to have discipline, 100%. But you've got to have passion for what you want to do, and even against all odds, you've got to be able to see the end result in your head, even if you might not be able to get there one day. But you've got to have something that drives you every morning. If it means you waking up every morning you look yourself in the mirror and say, we've got to go, I've got to get in the gym, I've got to eat the right way, I've got to stay away from alcohol, from smoking, from A, B, C, D. Do what you have to do to be a professional, whatever you do. Even if it's business, I feel like, not to say you have to be addicted, but you have to really love what you want to do, where you want to get. And I think for me, it's that undying passion of wanting to achieve something and get there. But for me personally, it was more of the journey and the process of getting there. I know it's different from what a lot of people say about success, but I don't like to take myself so seriously on my way to achieving something, because I believe, you're not gonna have good days on your way there. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be tough, but if you make mistakes, you've got to learn from them. If you want to confront some of your failures, you put them in a little box somewhere in your brain, and then when you have to confront them, do it alone, not out in the public. Do it alone, and you learn from it, and you move forward, and you keep going. So, yeah, for me, I think success is it's a journey. It's a journey, and I think we will constantly keep chasing it. Rugby for me is not my identity. It's part of who I am, and I always try to separate it from my personal identity, because at some point I understand the game is going to stop and I have to keep going. So it's
wow. Definitely, if you keep it as your identity, your main thing, of course,
it's tough.
It's gonna be tough.
When you stop, or someone out there, a young guy, 19-year-old, is killing it, is breaking records, is better than you, you're not gonna be okay. You're gonna get sad. Your mental capacity is gonna drown, because you've got yourself to some point to believe you're the best out there, which is something you need to have, especially in our sport. But you've got to be able to accept that there's a time when this is gonna end, and you've got to be prepared for it. And it's a process, and it's a journey for you to accept it. And I feel like once you accept it, you even play with so much freedom, because you enjoy every training session, every game you play, you enjoy it, because it could be your last. Might not be someone replaces you, but it could be like a life-ending injury, which is very common in rugby, unfortunately. So it's
wow. Whenever I think of rugby, I think of very extreme sport. Because like I told you, when I got introduced about rugby, I saw first American football. I used to see it in the movies and stuff. I don't watch American football, but I know it's very extreme. It's really hard, because they wear gears. They wear everything they to keep themselves safe, but it's like the damage is felt.
100%. 100%.
But when it comes to rugby, you guys don't wear anything. Like,
it's violent.
I think the shirts you wear is even thinner.
It's literally just like a t-shirt that's just stronger, so it doesn't rip. But it's I think we wear the most minimal protection that you can have for rugby. Like, let's say gum shield. Some guys do wear shoulder pads, of course, but they're like thin. The impact you're still gonna feel at somewhere. Scrum cap,
thin shoulder.
Okay. So some guys play with them, and some, like for me, for example, I just got used to playing without anything. It's like, okay, it's game time. I put on my jersey, and I go out there and I play, and it's like, I guess I've started to enjoy the pain to some extent, which is crazy, but I guess most rugby players, we enjoy that violence. As bad as it sounds, but we enjoy that violence.
Does the pain gets addictive?
I think it does, to be honest. It's like I don't know how to put it into words, but maybe, okay, personally for me, right, I'm not the biggest guy on the pitch, and usually you have guys that size you up. They see you, they're like, okay, he's small, he's fast, he's dangerous in attack, but in defense they want to come your channel. So the adrenaline rush, or the addictive part of that pain, is when someone big runs at you and you pick him up, you drive him back. Everyone in your team is going crazy, like, wow, man, how crazy. And it's like, I just did that. It's like,
You
so
feel
now,
like a beast.
yeah, now you feel like a beast and you're chasing that feeling again. You want to keep going and
Yeah, there's a fine line. That's when you get injured when you try to do too much. But yeah, it's, you start enjoying the feeling. I guess it's more like a feeling than enjoying the pain. I guess the pain is part of the game, but it's more like a feeling that you're chasing. And some people just crazy competitive. Man. So, yeah.
I think the closest I got in feeling that kind of feeling is when I go to the gym.
yeah,
When I go to the gym, I started going to the gym like a year ago, and when you pick up a bigger weight every year,
Yeah.
every month,
yeah.
let's say,
It's like, yeah,
it's like
I'm doing something.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And there's this feeling that you want always to go there and
Yeah.
show out
Exactly.
for yourself.
exactly.
I think that kind of feeling.
100%. Yeah, it's the same, and it's like a feeling of fulfillment. It's like, yeah, I'm doing something good and it's working, and I'm enjoying it whilst I'm doing it. So yeah, it's crazy. One of my friends was asking me, bro, like, you were bleeding and you just like, and you just kept going, and it's like, yeah, I've played rugby for so long, you don't get scared when you see blood anymore. It's like, some people even call us psychos because someone is like, oh, it's my blood, you taste it. You're like, yeah, they're like, bro, what are you doing? But for us it's normal, and it's part of the game. So
Wow. All right. We was talking about how you guys are bleeding and
Yeah.
all of those crazy stuff that you
Yeah.
guys do
Yeah.
in the pitch. And I also wanted to ask you like about steroids and those type of drug abusers in the support industry.
yeah.
How is it in rugby?
So in rugby there's a separate body that makes sure there's anti-doping, where we go for urine tests to some extremes. If there's any suspicion, even blood tests to make sure that you've got no traces of anabolic steroids in your system. And depending on what they find in your system, you could get a ban of up to 4 years or 5 years, and that's taking you away from anything that brings you close to the game. So you can't even go watch a rugby game. You can't go to a field or something like that, depending on how bad it is. The most you can do, I guess, is just run around in your backyard or watch it on TV. but yeah, rugby, they're quite strict on doping and making sure that it's a fair playing field. Of course, understandably so, because it's a physical game. So a lot of people would definitely try to get a physical edge over someone else, or speed edge over someone else, or something like aggression, because that also helps you in a rugby game. So yeah, they're quite strict about that.
Yeah, because I just noticed that steroids, they make a big difference in physicalities.
Yeah.
They make big difference in how much muscle you gain. And I even watched this study, if you know, there's one guy who actually, maybe we can put a link on our channel or something, because he was talking about extensively about steroid abuse, and a person can gain as much muscle in a month more than a guy who's training naturally for 2 years.
100%.
And
So true.
that is so crazy.
It's like steroids, they can, the reason they're out there is because they work. And I think where they become bad and illegal and everything, people get addicted to them, or they use them for the wrong things. So steroids, especially in sports generally, if they're not checked for, because we've had cases in rugby, even international rugby, where people have been caught or cited for some traces of steroids, because some people know how to maneuver the system, some know how to take it within a time frame, and so that it's out and so forth. So people try and manipulate it, but yeah, they're quite strict, and then the testing as well is very random, so you never actually know when you're going to get tested. That's what makes it very tricky. They could show up at home, they could show up just after a game and just say, yeah, number 15, come with us. You're not allowed to drink anything, you're not allowed to eat anything. The only thing you can drink is the water that they're going to give you, or the juice, or yeah, that's it. And it's very strict. If you wanna go to the bathroom, the door has to be open. Someone's gonna be watching you until they get your piss. So
Wow.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
That's-
very strict.
That's strict. Wait,
Yeah.
I've heard about so there was this international break, if you know, like for football, for soccer players, and on the international break there was a game which Ireland was playing against Denmark, and at the end of that game, like shout out to Ireland, they actually passed for the World Cup. Yeah,
nice.
they won the game, and the guy who scored those goals, I think he's not the guy who scored those goals, but the midfielder, he was tested immediately after the game.
Yeah.
I think they asked him to come out, and they took him to the bathroom or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And that is really,
Yeah.
I never knew that kind of things
It's-
happen.
It's very like strict, you know. Sometimes they might not have even considered testing you, but I guess they have a right if they watch the game and they feel like, okay, this guy somehow he's not getting tired. From minute 1 to 80, he's been 100% fit, stronger, not showing any signs of fatigue. It's not normal. Yeah, and obviously some guys, of course, these guys, like I've got a mate of mine who plays rugby. He is massive. Like if you'd see him and didn't think he plays sports, you'll be like, he's definitely on gear, this guy. But I remember I played international rugby with him. He's one guy I've seen getting tested. I think even at most like every day of the tournament, they would test him. Like before we even played games, as soon as we got off the plane, someone would be there to test him. After the games, someone would be there to test him. During the games, like during the tournament, someone's there to test him. At the end, someone's there testing him. So, but yeah,
That gotta be a compliment.
it is. I mean, he's even if I see him and I play. I remember I played against him. Crazy in Lithuania. We're playing a tournament, and he was on the other side, and I was just like, "Damn, this guy is massive. Like, how am I gonna stop this guy?" But I can't let him know that I'm thinking that I'm worried about
Yeah.
him. So, but yeah, it's quite strict, and it's very like random, to be honest.
Yeah.
The testing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about that testosterone, how it boosts your muscle strength and all of those good stuffs. But also, I know that you have been through injuries
Yeah.
in your career. Can we speak about those injuries?
Yeah. I don't know where to start because I've had so many. But I guess I'll just touch on probably 3 of the major ones I've had. I guess when I was 15, 16, I broke both my tibia and my fibula on my leg, my left leg. Basically snapped into half my leg, and it's horrible. Right by my shin, just snapped. Snapped. And I remember when it happened, I thought I had a cramp, so I didn't actually see it or feel it. I just thought, I got a cramp, let me just sit down. And the people that were watching the game, I just looked and I saw the reactions. They're like, oh my gosh, they're touching their heads. And I was like, what's going on? Like, and everyone's like, I can't look at it. Like, no one could actually look until I then looked down, and I was like, holy damn, this is crazy. And I remember that time, it's like I could not process the pain. I think my body was just in shock. Like,
Adrenaline.
yeah, I could not process the pain. Like, this is really happening. I remember that I was rushed off. Only when I was rushed off and I was now in the ambulance, that's when I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I think I broke my leg. And I remember the nurse or the person that was on me in the ambulance, she just screamed, you definitely broke your leg. And yeah, that's when I just started crying. And I remember that took me out for like a year and a half. Crazy story of that. I think after 8 months, the doctor told me, you're not going to be able to walk again. This is bad. And I think at such a young age, again, my mom, credit to my parents, she was there in hospital with me every single day until I recovered. So bad that I would ask her to go find like grass or sand and be like, I just need to see something from outside, because I couldn't leave the hospital. I was in there for so long. So yeah, that was probably the worst one. And I then had, I think when I was 19, 20, I had a very bad concussion. Heads clashed, bang, blacked out. Had no idea where I was, what my name was. I had no idea what date it was. I blacked out. I had internal bleeding in the head, and yeah, that was also quite bad. And then most recently, I guess just about a year and a half ago, well, actually a year, I tore my a lot of muscles in my shoulder, and I had to get a shoulder construction as well and surgery. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's
That is
bad.
crazy, because the first one, like when you was 15, it took you out for
Yeah.
1 year and a half.
year and a half. Yeah.
Wow. And after that, but first of all, what was the movement you guys was doing in order for that to happen?
So I went in to tackle someone, and then usually when you fall, so you're supposed to roll away essentially to protect you, because these guys from this side, they come in to compete the ball, and guys from this side also come in to compete the ball. So in that contest, people will fall. So I was small and I was at the bottom, and people fell on top of me. And then, so people just got up and they were going, people got up, and then I was just there thinking, I've got a cramp, let me just stretch it out. And then, yeah, that was bad.
So you was at the bottom of
Yeah.
the pile up,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like at the bottom.
That-
And then, yeah.
That's twice, three, four times your weight
Yeah.
that is on top of you there.
For sure. And I think, yeah, for me, that was probably the biggest injury I've had, because I remember being told, I don't think you can walk properly with this leg, let alone play sports. And I stayed in for so long in the hospital, to the point I was recovering so well. When I could then try to start walking, they had to teach me how to walk again, because I had been lying down for so long. So they had to teach me how to walk again, and yeah, the rehab was even longer. It was bad. But I'm glad, because my leg, to be honest, even functioned way better than what it was before. So I don't know if it was a blessing in disguise, but yeah, even when my mom is always saying, "You're so quick," and my dad's like, "Yeah, imagine how quick you would have been if you didn't break your leg." So, but yeah, I think it's been good, because even now when I play, I don't even think about the leg, that it was broken enough. Maybe it's also because I was young, so children recover
But
much faster.
That
as
kind
well.
of broken in half thing, that they can recover, like, does it become normal recover after it recovers?
I guess not normal, because I had to get metal plates in to like align the bones to some stage, and then they had to then take them out after some time. My dad, because he was a football player, he still has metal plates. He had a surgery of his own, and it was a long time ago. They kept the metal plates, so when it gets overcast or cold, his leg gets painful. So he was like, "Yeah, it's alright. You can put the metal plates, but you have to take them out, because I don't want him to experience the pain I have now." So they took them out, and then I was recovering nice and slow. But I guess the flexibility of the leg is not exactly 100% the same with my right. But over the time, I've worked on it so much, every day. Even when I'm in bed, I'm like flexing my foot and everything, and I don't feel it anymore. It's like I don't feel any pain. So
Wow.
so far so good.
How did you feel when you was told that you can't walk after this one?
To be honest, I think from the moment I broke the leg or anything, it felt like a movie, bro. Like, I could not believe what was going on. I remember I was in Mutare, the city where I come from, and they took me to the hospital there, and I remember the doctors were like, "This is crazy. Like, I don't think we can help this guy. You've got to drive him to the capital city." And it was like 3 hours away. And they were like, "You've got to wait for the ambulance and stuff." And my dad's like, "I'm not doing that." He drove me across, and everything was a movie. And even being told you can't walk, I could not believe it. But at the back of my head, I always had faith, like, because my dad would be like, you're going to walk. You're going to play again. It's only a matter of time. This is, everything happens for a reason. I come from a very spiritual, faith-based Christian family. So they've always believed, like, you know what? You're going to walk. It's going to be fine, and give it time. And, yeah, till today, to be honest, I'm always thankful to God. Like, wow, I'm still doing the most crazy things on the field. I think I had a picture that I put up on my Instagram, and the Polish photographer was like, man, they were calling me Zim Airspace because I was so high off the ground when I jumped. And I was like, I didn't know I was that high when I jumped. But but yeah, I guess it's always in the back of my head, knowing that I was once told I'm not going to walk again, bro. Like, so every day I get to wake up and walk, I'm like always grateful and thankful, to be honest. It's like, for me, it's massive. It's even after rugby, I think I'll always hold that at the back of my head, like,
Wow.
practically I shouldn't be walking, but yeah, I'm grateful for sure.
Well, I can imagine not being told that you can't walk after this injury.
Yeah.
And probably the doctor was surprised when he see you after. But what kept you motivated to actually start playing rugby again after that long? A year and a half is a really long time, and I believe as a kid, for example, if a kid could see could concede that kind of injury and could be scared for the rest of his life, like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Trauma as well,
Yeah, the trauma will stay in your mind. And how did you even get that motivation in?
I think for me, it was the support system that I had around me, my family, my brothers. They were very good because my brothers also played sport. They played rugby. And, they would always tell me, we believe you're a better rugby player than us and you're going to do better than us. So you're going to play despite whatever everyone's telling you, despite the injury. They would come home with like documentaries of someone that came back from injury and was killing it, and was even doing better, and they'd be like, if he could do it, why can't you? So I think I never really needed motivation. For me, it was about, when will this day come? Like, it's a matter of time until it happens, and I know it's gonna happen. I just need to do my rehab, my recovery, and when I can start running again, I need to sharpen my skills because I need to catch up to everyone that's been playing for like a year and I haven't. So it was more of, what can I do whilst I can't play? And it was like watching a lot of footage, bro, a lot of games, a lot of rugby games, and just imagining myself doing the same things in the field, So yeah, I think I never really needed crazy motivation, if I'm honest. I think my support system, the family, they did an impeccable job to mentally support me because I was only young. I could have easily went downhill from there. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I can see a person, if I get injured and if my motivation system or if the family around me is telling me, oh, guy, you should quit. Nah, this is it for you. It's really scary.
Yeah.
And that kind of mindset dragged on for a year and a half.
Yeah.
It definitely will
quit.
kill you, and it will kill your career for the rest of your life.
100%.
And yeah, people I think most people don't understand how that words can affect people. It's not only the actions. The words really mean something, especially when it comes from the people you actually respect and you actually admire. For example, your family and also your friends as well. Friends could mean a lot of things for many people.
Yeah.
And they don't value the word. Sometimes people may say things for fun, or maybe let's say you had friends who was around you all the time when you are in that kind of injury time, and they were just joking about not playing after you recover from your injury because you will be scared or something, and that could easily get into your mindset and infest you like for the rest of your life. And yeah, please, people, if you have friends who are around you who's struggling, like maybe it's injury, like if they want to play professional sport, or if they are struggling through their life or something, just mind what you say to those people, right?
Yeah.
And mind, because they value you, what you actually think, and it could affect their future very much. It could affect their what they want to be in the future. So
Yeah.
guys, mind your words. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. 100%. Words are powerful.
Words are powerful.
Words
yeah.
are powerful. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I can see the effect of the words, even from my family and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, I am here because of their motivation and what they said to me when I was young. So
true.
yeah,
True.
that really makes sense. And your last injury was the shoulder injury.
The shoulder one. Yeah.
I've seen a clip of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put it in the screen for the people to watch.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. I think I'd been carrying that injury for almost a year and a half, and I thought I would get better. Trying to do rehab whilst still playing, and I thought I'd get better, and it actually did the opposite. It kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where if I rotate my arm and try to take it up, I couldn't lift up a pen or anything. It was so painful. So, to say the least, it was functional in other movements, but just specific movements of like rotational moving my arm was horrible. And I guess my doctor then just said, look, you've got to go under the knife, and we've got to sort this out once and for all, because if we keep letting this go, it's going to start affecting your whole arm, not just your shoulder. So yeah, I'm very grateful. The doctors that worked on me, they were very good. One of them used to be a rugby player as well, so
They can understand.
yeah, I guess he really did understand that I need my shoulder to be able to play properly and not think too much when I have to defend. Yeah, it was very good. I guess the surgery took me like a day. The surgery itself probably took like 2-3 hours, 4 hours. I was in the hospital late afternoon. The next morning I was out, and my recovery, they were very good. Centrum Gamma Hospital, it was a private hospital, so it was very good, and I've come back strong, man. My shoulder, I don't even think about it. I guess coming back earlier, mentally I was like, I need to feel how it is, want to testing. But after that, I don't even wear shoulder pads or anything. I just put on my jersey and I play. So it's good. It's good.
Well,
Yeah.
do you have any other advice for people who are going through hard stuff? Because for athletes, I can say the hard stuff is going through injury.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing that could happen,
Yeah.
right? While you're playing. So do you have any advice for people who are going through that kind of pain?
I think because I always believe it's hard to advise someone or people that you don't know what situation they are, let alone even if you know, you can't understand what they're feeling. But I guess what I do when I'm going through hard times or going through something, I guess is rooting back to what you believe and your roots, your beliefs. Start from there. See where your faith is and where you can get your motivation, because some of the problems that you go through, you probably feel like, this is probably the end of the tunnel for me, man. Like, I don't see any hope out there or any chance that I'm gonna make it out of this, and it goes beyond getting motivation from your family. The most they can do is always tell you, hey, we've got your shoulder, we're here for you. But there's gonna be a time where you have to wake up and get out of bed, and I think you need something greater than just your family, and that's where your faith comes into play. And for me, it's always understanding that you're not the only one, that's going through hard times, and you're not the first person to go through this problem. It's probably happened to a lot more problems that was more severe than that. Not to undermine what you're going through, but understanding that someone's been through it and someone's come through the other side, and someone's been through it and someone's fallen a victim to it. But you've got to choose which story you want to write, and not to give up. Just, you never know, the very next day could be the turning point of your story. So I've just got to stay in the fight and keep going, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going,
Yeah,
guys.
stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely what I think of when it comes to getting through hard times as well.
Yeah.
Like somebody have came through it, right? Like it can't be me who fails.
Yeah, I can't be the only one that's
Yeah.
going through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like injuries, like I remember I was praying and I was like, God, why me? Like, damn, like, and I remember I also then started asking myself, okay, if not me, so who did I want to get injured? It's like now you're like, okay, I wish it was you, bro, that got injured, but it's like, okay, I guess I'll take it, but it's all good. So yeah, just gotta understand, it's not just you, and you're probably, there's someone in a worse situation, to be fair, than what you are in right now. So yeah, that's
Yeah, for real. And yeah, when we say about hard times, you've been through it. You've been through injuries as well, and you are a champion now.
yeah,
You're a champion.
yeah.
And what does a champion mean? How does it feel? First?
I think it's I think pressure. I'll start from, because I don't want to say it gives you pressure, because I think pressure is only felt by people that actually fail, because they know that if I mess this up, that's where the pressure is building from. So I think for me, being a champion is it's like I need to set an example, and I need to stay committed and be disciplined, because there's someone watching. There's a young boy that's like, a junior academy that's watching and saying, you know what, one day I want to be a champion. And my aim is to not show the glamorous side of being a champion, but to see the bad side. That's why I posted the shoulder surgery on my Instagram, because I wanted people to see, like, of course I'm good at what I do, but I also go through dark times. And like, I think I went to the extent of showing, like, even in the surgery when I was on the bed and everything. So being a champion is good. It's like a reward for something, your hard work, and it's like you want more. You can't get enough. I always feel like it's like money. You can never say I have enough money. It's like once you get it, you're like, oh, this is nice. I think I want more. Yeah. So yeah, that's the goal this season again, to try and win the championship again, and
defend your trophy.
100%. We can't just be like one-time champions. We've got to do it twice.
Do it twice.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
That's perfect. And and also this has been a really good year for you, actually, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the athletics, Zimbabwe have passed for the World Cup.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you?
Oh man, unfortunately I couldn't join the boys to play for the World Cup. I also had issues with my TRC and visa stuff, so I was not available for selection. But it's exciting, man. It's exciting times. The last time Zimbabwe played a Rugby World Cup was in 1991. I wasn't even born, so it's really exciting. It's like, because with the World Cup, it brings so many opportunities for the local boys, for the boys, not just local boys, but for everyone who's part of the Zimbabwe rugby structures. You become an ambassador to the world of what Zimbabwean rugby players are like. Whereas before, if you said, oh, I'm from Zimbabwe, people were like, do they play rugby in Zim? Are they good? Whereas if you say I'm from South Africa, they're like, wow, because South Africa, the world champions. So I think Zimbabwe getting a foot forward to go to the World Cup, it's really good. Exciting times, more opportunities, and the goal is to probably do well in the World Cup and stay there. And my personal goal for the World Cup is to put my best foot forward and hopefully get selected and be in Australia in 2027.
2027.
Yeah.
We're betting on that.
Yeah.
For sure it will happen. And we're seeing the work as well that you've been putting on.
Yeah,
so the work will pay off.
It's tough, but I like the challenge. I know it's really tough. There's so many talented players, bro. Even back home in Zimbabwe, there's guys that are coming up that are really good. There's guys that are also overseas that are really good, and like any other game that I play, it's always a good chance to test yourself against the best and to see how good you really are, because there's no good in staying in your bubble and convincing yourself you're great and then you go out there, you struggle. So I always like a good challenge to go out there and prove myself. And if I'm not good enough, it also gives me a better chance to work better and be better at my game. So, yeah.
Yeah. When you compare those two, like Zimbabwe and Poland, when it comes to facilities, which one is better for you?
I think Poland is better. Not to say that Zim is far off, but I guess the amount of high quality fields around, like my club now, it's got a full on stadium, it's got changing rooms. I think there's about 10 changing rooms for one club. There's a hotel right opposite the club. It's like a fully functional system. In Zim, it's also there. We've got our stadiums. We've got a couple clubs that are well run, but because we don't have a lot of sponsors on board, it's really hard to monetize the system. To even, let's say, pay some of the players. So my hope is with the Rugby World Cup, it brings on a lot of sponsors for the Zim boys, for the Zim rugby itself, to grow the game and hopefully try professionalize it in Zimbabwe. That'll be an amazing thing. Opportunities for the guys coming through next.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what we need, especially in Africa when we play Africa in general, when there is a professional sports that people play, but it's really hard to monetize the whole thing. It's because of sponsorships, like you said. Because the football teams or every team is run by a sponsorship or a commercial that is run on a TV. No matter how good your players are, that's where the money is coming from, right?
100%.
Yeah, so definitely, I think the World Cup is gonna bring you a lot of eyes to Zimbabwe. Hopefully you're gonna win that as well.
I hope so. Yeah, cause a few upsets in the World Cup. Will be great for Zimbabwe. 100%. Even if it's not a win, but we put up a good fight and a good rugby game where people can say, you know what, Zim is a small country, landlocked, but they're producing some great athletes there. Will be really good for the boys. Yeah.
Finger crossed. Finger crossed. You're representing the whole Africa.
Yep. Carrying Zim on our backs.
All right. Yeah. All right, so our production team have prepared a fire question for us, quick fire questions. So you just have to answer it one by one. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. So first position you ever played?
Scrum off.
Scrum off.
Yeah.
Which position is that?
It's like number 9. You put the ball in. Yeah.
Okay. 3 best players in Europe.
Oof. Oh my gosh, 3 best players in Europe right now. I would say the Tongan player. One of them is a Tongan player. You want the names, I would assume. Guys, I'm not very good with. Remember, I've had a lot of concussions. Jeez. Antoine Dupont from France. George Ford from England. The French 15. I'm forgetting his name, but yeah.
The number 15.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find him.
The French number 15.
We'll find him. Don't worry. All right. Yeah. Who's the funniest teammate?
Spy. He's called Nkululeko Ndlovu. He's from South Africa. Yeah.
Okay. One message to young rugby players.
Have fun.
All right. Pre-game pump-up song.
Ooh. There's a Zim dancehall song from Zim artist that was called Soldier Love. It's called Pamamonye Babo. So it's basically saying, in the midst of those giants, I'm also a giant.
Okay, and in the midst of those giants,
I'm also a giant.
that would definitely pump you up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for the answers.
yeah.
So we're gonna go to the final segment of our show.
Okay.
But before going there, do you have any last words you want to say?
Thank you for having me and for giving me this platform to put my story there and maybe help one person out there. And thank you for having me.
And thank you very much. It was actually a really big pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. And where can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is Martini. So Martin _I_Mango, Martini Mango. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, Martin Mangongo, on LinkedIn, the business people. You can find me there as well, and my YouTube channel, Martin Mangongo as well.
Yeah, you can definitely find all the links down below on the description.
Yeah.
And let's go to our final and my most favorite part of the show.
Let's go.
Right. So we have champagne. So you're probably wondering why there is a champagne in front of my bowl.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah. So this is the segment of the show that we celebrate our guests in regards to their achievements, because many of our guests, we believe that they don't have time to celebrate their own achievements, even if it is little. But your achievement is not little. Your achievement is big.
Yeah.
You're a champion. You're a Zim player. You here in Poland crushing it, and it's a really big achievement. We want to celebrate you. So
Thank you.
we want you to open this champagne bottle to celebrate this moment.
I've got the honors to open it.
Yeah, you got the honors to open it.
Now this is precious. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It was a perfect pop.
Don't worry, I'm gonna. Okay, there we go.
Whoa!
That was very bad. I swear, I felt it so close.
Where is the?
Well, I live on the edge, guys.
This man is a dangerous man.
It's all from rugby. Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous, guys. Wow. That was actually the loudest pop. That was the loudest pop in the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Come
but
with a
loud.
bang. Come with a bang. Leave with a bang.
Ooh.
Guys, I told you this was a bad idea. But thank you. This is the best. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming here as well. Ooh.
So good.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
It's nice as the pop. Guys, thank you very much for watching this show. This has been a pleasure to have you again. And if you like this show, please like, share, subscribe to our channel.